Hi, my name is Molly and I'm 38, and I wanted to talk a little bit about my experience with my thyroid, because today is the day I'm going to have a partial thyroidectomy. And so I wanted to describe my symptoms just in case you're out there and you're experiencing some of what I'm feeling and you want some comfort or just to know that you're not alone. So my symptoms began about 2 months ago. It was kind of a soreness deep in the back of my throat, not like when you have a sore throat and you swallow, but behind that. So it didn't hurt to eat or drink or swallow, but it was sore behind there, almost an aching feeling that came and went. That was started 2 months ago, and it went on for about a week, and then combined with that was a tingling sensation starting at my neck and my shoulders and running down my arms and my hands. It was on my nerves, and it would tingle and tickle, and then sometimes there was heat there too, and mostly it was just irritating. It wasn't painful, it was just irritating. So I started by going to my primary care physician. They suggested maybe I had anxiety. They gave me Xanax. They said maybe it was just my hormones, maybe it was perimenopause, but it didn't go away, and the pain in my throat was increasing, and the nerve pain was pretty much all the time. And then emotionally, what was happening to me was I felt incredibly anxious all the time. People would ask me, "Hey, how you doing?" And I would want to burst into tears. I would worry about silly things that hadn't concerned me before, like I would create scenarios of danger about my kids or about myself in my head and worry. And so I was just scared all the time, and upset and easily, sounds and smells were incredibly strong for me. I couldn't stand it when the kids were yelling, and smells irritated me, perfumes and stuff like that. So I did some research and I listened to some other YouTube videos, and I found that a lot of my symptoms had to fit with hyperthyroidism and hypothyroidism. And hypo meaning I felt down, I was irritable, I was moody, and hyper meaning I felt anxious. I had terrible insomnia the whole time too. I just couldn't sleep at night. So I finally asked my doctor to test my thyroid blood levels. So they usually test TSH and then T3 and T4. And while he was running the blood work, I also insisted that I have an ultrasound done just to see if the thyroid looked inflamed, if it looked abnormal. And they did an ultrasound, and they found 3 small liquid-filled cysts, nodules, which they guaranteed were cysts, which were not a problem, on the left side of my thyroid. And on the right side of the thyroid, they found a nodule that was about 7 centimeters large. It was solid looking, and it had pieces of calcium floating in it. And that was cause for concern. So what you do when you find a solid looking thyroid nodule is usually to biopsy it. So the thyroid doctor they sent me to biopsied it, and the results were indeterminate. And then I went into the hospital and they did 5 more biopsies. Just they poke you with the needle 5 times. It really doesn't hurt. It's not a big deal. And it's still indeterminate. And what they're looking for is evidence of cancer cells. And there weren't any. And at the same time, my blood results came back, and my thyroid looks, if you're looking at how the thyroid is functioning in the bloodstream, it's totally normal. But the indeterminate blood cells, or the indeterminate cells in the thyroid nodule itself, the solid-looking nodule, is sketchy enough that they're going to do today a partial thyroidectomy. So they're going to take out the side that has the solid-looking nodule on it. And while I'm in the operating room, they're going to test that nodule for cancer. They're going to test those cells and see if they're cancerous. And if they are cancerous, they're going to take out the other side of the thyroid. And if they're not cancerous, they're going to close me up and leave half of my thyroid with the hope that the existing or remaining part of the thyroid will take over for the part that's been removed. And they're going to do that in conjunction with thyroid medication. So that's my experience thus far. I just wanted to give some information about my experience. If you're going through this, I am so sorry. And the best advice I can give you is that if you don't feel like yourself, you need to be an advocate. No matter how many people tell you that you're making it up, or it's something hormonal going on, or it's just that time of month. If you do not feel like yourself, insist that someone take a look at what's going on. And that is where that's how I got to this point right now. I am so uncomfortable that I am so pleased to be having this surgery done, to have some end in sight to the way I feel, both physically, the irritation I feel physically and emotionally, just to feel like myself again. So the next video will be post-op. I'm going to try to do it tomorrow. And I'll let you know about my experience and how I'm feeling as I'm healing. Thanks.